Welcome to the students of TTTK2093 Topic 2 User Experience Concept Section B User Requirement. Topic 2B focuses on the user requirement. It outlines various methods to obtain user requirement and how to document them. Topic B is focused at learning objective 1. In order to obtain user requirement, it is very important to know your users. There are three major factors to know your users. Firstly is the business requirement. Second is the user requirement. And third is the technical requirement. In topic 2B, we will look at 5 major methods to obtain user requirement. We will also look at 3 major methods to document those user requirement. Firstly is on the stakeholder interview, whereby stakeholder interview has to be clear on the business and technical requirement of a project. Record the interview sessions. Probe with follow-up question. Second method is user interview. In a user interview, you can know what your users want. Feed directly into the creation of persona, scenario, and journey map. In a user interview, document the goals, user background, behavioral question, and product questions. There are several do and don'ts regarding stakeholder and user interview. Ask open-ended questions. Instead of only asking what users like and dislike, ask what they do, how they do it, and what frustrates them. Validate and cross-reference the answers with other interview candidates. Try to be casual and use light questions. Record the interview and share with other interviewers. It is very important to compare the findings of the interview so that you will get different views regarding certain user requirement. And finally, the interview location that put the users more at ease, make it easier to schedule and provide additional observational insight. So indirectly, the interview location should be at the user's convenience. The third method is user survey, whereby you can know what your users want. User survey is aimed to recognize the patterns more quickly compared to the interviews. You can have wider range of people since it is cheaper and less intrusive. You can do it online or manually. There are 3 do and don'ts in a survey. Shorter is always better. Pay attention to phrasing, open or close-ended question, and consider the order of your question. Important question should go first. Method 4 is competitor analysis, whereby you look at your competitors' product or services, look at the strengths or improvement opportunities, and do it if needed. There are 4 do and don'ts. Okay, determine the focus area, get others to evaluate so that it is not biased, diagram the result, and compare the results. And finally, reference documentation. Look at documentation that may guide you or avoid mistakes. Simply, you can look at specification documentation, design or style guideline or change requests from previous product. When you have obtained all these requirements, you should document them. In this topic, we should look at three major methods to document the user requirement. Firstly is user persona. User persona focus on the psychology, behavior, and demographic attribute. User persona covers the photo, the name, demographic attribute, the personality, technological expertise, platform, goal, or even personal quotes or motto. So indirectly, user persona is a small write-up regarding the particular user which will outline the user's requirement. There are three do or don'ts in a user requirement, in a user persona. Always use data segmentation. Like for example, if you have various user persona, you can segment them, you can categorize them according to certain criteria or attribute. Use qualitative and quantitative data and do comparative analysis. This will give you a better understanding in terms of the user requirement. Second, user stories, whereby user stories are based on clear user goal and motivation. Okay, typically a user story is the format of a user story is shown according to my mouse pointer. As a type of user, I want a particular feature so that I can complete a particular task. So basically it tells what the user wants using a particular feature to complete a certain task. So user stories are basically description of the user's task and how the user accomplished those tasks. In user stories, there are three do and don'ts. Keep it simple and meaningful. Avoid jargons and be exact. The final method will be user scenario. User scenarios will explain step-by-step approach that focus on the interaction. I repeat again, step-by-step that focus on the interaction. What to click, how long does it take, or you can use several others parameters. Focus on certain situation. Pick those important situations only. Explore the user's emotion, and user story should contain behavioral, motivation, environment, and external factors. There are three do and don't for user stories. Create multiple scenarios for each user story so that you will get different perspective, different view for a particular user story. Don't be so detailed, and there's no need to plot out a process for every task. Pick and choose important process for important tasks only. Hope you have understand 5 methods to obtain user requirement and 3 methods to document user requirement. Thank you.